again, I'm an actor. I play make-believe. I really do. I mean, it's fun, but it's really kind of what you do with that kind of, I think that makes the sense. I enjoy it. I don't knock it, but I don't pretend that it's something more than entertainment. Now, you can influence folks with it. You can have a good movie that teaches people about the human condition. And I think as an actor, your responsibility is to recreate humanity truthfully. Okay, if not, you're not a good actor. I mean, there's certain genres in there that go different directions, but I think coming from Bridgeport gave me great background for that, because if there's anything that, like I say, teaches you anything in the streets, is how to assess people, how to really study human behavior, because that's what you live on, you rely on. And I try to encourage kids to realize that they're truly in an advantage if you learn if you have street knowledge and you combine that with academic knowledge. There's nothing that will stop you. And for me to know this and not let others know that is just irresponsible. It's just any time I've pointed to any tremendously successful person that's come from the streets, people don't realize, P. Diddy, he graduated from Howard and he interned with with record execs. It's not nonstop. There's a number of people who, even though you have the street knowledge, and of course there are people who can survive on that, but it's just a tumultuous way of life. But now those people who have dug down and got their education, well, my goodness, if you know how to assess people from the age of 12, and you're sitting across from somebody in a board meeting who came from privilege, you can play him like a fiddle. Not to be bragging or anything, but the things I learned have really served me well. I have a production company. I've produced and wrote films. I've directed, and all these things. I didn't go to directing and writing school. It's just a matter of learning the art and applying myself. And because there's not many writers who have walked in my shoes and has experienced the things I've experienced living here. Right. Even at 12 years old, I've seen more life and death than, most writers. And so I know how to write from a place of truth. And then it's just all a matter of just discipline and learning the game. So it's really stepping outside of it. It just gets so much easier. There's puppet masters that know you are, you're going to be, as a teenager, grabbing on to the voice of rebellion. And even I even know, I know I probably know 90% of the rappers out there, and I know them personally. And I know who they truly are and what record companies try to create them to be. And the child who would have picked up a book is now picking up a gat. That's insane. That's just the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened in any generation. It's just so incredibly pervasive, this destructive thing. I know even other rappers who try to defend themselves and say we're not role models. And I catch them like this. I go, well, yeah, wow, when did you start? How did you? Then it comes down to either their role model was a gangster or another rapper. So how can you say that you're not a role model? And so these most of the rappers are these poets. They're people who have another connection or a deeper connection. They're artists, and their pain and all that. They have their own armor. They go into this other character and create their art from that. And not realizing how destructive that is, because basically they've learned to be able to voice this from this genre. But a lot of these guys, and I think I would encourage kids to really look and say, NWA has been probably one of the most influential gangster rap groups. I know these guys. I see them all the time. Ice Cube he's probably been married 20 years, like darn close to that. Dr. Dre, one of the nicest guys. He has like potato sack races in his house. Literally, I'm dead serious. This is the truth, and Dre knows this. But I could listen to lyrics, and it's like, oh my God. And it's a business, and they can say, well, we're not role models, but there's a whole lot of bloodshed and the people who are pulling the trigger can quote every line. And all of those detriments that you went through is a blessing. Roberto Benigni said he had the gift of poverty when he won the Oscar. And that is very, very true. But the hard part is blindly. Sometimes these kids, people are expecting the kids to blindly know that education works. They will not know that unless people come into the communities and show proof. There's I don't see any other way.
Is that the purpose behind what we're doing here this week?
It's absolutely my purpose. Is that you have to show proof that education works. There's too much proof that you can make a quick dollar out there on the street. Too much proof for that. But people who prosper from a good education usually leave, and they can have, their heart may be in the right place, but they don't know what to do. And they may, you can understand that they may be fearful of coming back in the communities, but then that person should forfeit the right to ever complain about the situation. They should never say anything about, well, why don't people get it together out there? Don't say a word unless you do something about it, because everyone can do it.